the invisible monks, the hermits of holy Mount Athos. Stories from Mount Athos, the invisible monks by monk Blasis, pages 18 to 22 on Tertios edition. Well, I never really knew about this until in a discussion. It was a tangent, and we touched on this, and it was something that most of us as Christian Orthodox never knew of. The fact that there are monks who are invisible to humans, and they are made visible by prayer when they want to become visible to them. This took place in Mount Athos. They have been around for over 200 years, if possible a lot more. Many of the readers of this text must have heard or read or at least heard a narrative about the invisible monks, the hermits of Mount Athos. Some people named them invisible hermits, others call them the naked hermits, others call them secret elders. It's about a team of hermits who, according to some people, are 7 or 12 or 10. And they live in the most isolated areas of the desert of Mount Athos, and they are invisible to most people's eyes. They only appear to whoever they want to appear to simple and innocent monks most of the time, or to devout and pious pilgrims, the men who come to visit Mount Athos, who have clean and Christian lives. We know that Mount Athos 20 monasteries are available only to pilgrims who are men. And we should note that the modern writer said the book of Elder Arsenius about those mysterious monks that has the best consciousness and brief description about that subject. Naked hermits. During the long history of Mount Athos, the following tradition exists. A team of 7 hermits, or 12 or 10 according to some others, live with complete monastic practice, having only intention to pray constantly for the whole world. They give their lives for the benefit of the world. God gave them the special grace of living without a house or clothes and are invisible to other people. Their fame, or even better, this tradition exists for at least 200 years. It is passed through generations in monasticism, especially in the hermits and in the whole Orthodox world. Discussions concerning this subject with many elders, fathers from the sketies, the cells, the monasteries, the huts, about the existence of these invisible naked monks, the hermits, the ascetics, and found that many of them accept their existence. I met many pious fathers, the writer says, and elders with fighting spirits who believe this tradition. They believe that such hermits do exist in untrodden places of Mount Athos, in areas that are not developed, and they live a simple, primitive Christian life. One time, especially a simple elder told me that he knows some of these secret hermits who live in the highest areas, in the wildest regions of Mount Athos, and that God is responsible for their everyday needs in a miraculous and special way, just like He took care of other hermits, other saints, and even as far back as the Old Testament, the prophet Elijah. They spend their nights sleepless. They stand up in order to stay awake to pray. They have ropes tied around their armpits, supported by timbers, and they hang themselves so that they can stand up. He refused to disclose their region, where they're to be found, or more information about their wondrous lives. There are monks who believe that the team of these 7 monks still exists. 7 or 10 or 12, and they are replaced by other pious monks from Mount Athos when a member of the team passes away. And this way the number is restored to them in a miraculous manner so that they become 7 again, or 10 or 12, according to the tradition claiming that these 7 hermits, these invisible monks, or 12 or 10 as others say, will perform the last holy liturgy on the top of Mount Athos in the Transfiguration of our Lord Chapel, and after that, the end of the world, that is the second advent, the second coming of Christ, will take place, they say. These 7 or 12 won't taste death, but will be transformed at the second coming, meaning that their bodies will change figure and will become immortal and indestructible, as the other living people's bodies of that era will also do. There are people who consider this tradition to be a legend, and others believe that it is true. There are also men who have gone to Mount Athos on pilgrimage, who, for example, wanted to walk from one monastery to the other in the cold winter, snowy winter of Mount Athos, who perhaps have lost their way. In one situation, there was such a team of 5 men who lost their way, didn't know where to go, and it was a blizzard of snow, and they were in the middle of a virgin forest between monasteries, and they had lost their direction. They didn't know where to go, how to get to the second monastery. And out of nowhere, an elder monk appeared to them, asked them, "Where are you going, my sons?" And they said, "We're going to this monastery. Please, can you tell us how to get there?" He said, "Yes, just follow this path up this way." And after he had given them the direction to the monastery they wanted to go to, he had simply disappeared. And this is a true fact. So yes, they do exist, and there are some men who have been witness to them. I'll leave links below for you for this.